and welcome to UK Versus. Today we're going to be touching on another card combination or card play strategy, similar to what I've been touching on with the Joker combo and Krista, and that is free card Monty or shell game Levi. So the shell game or free card Monty is a very popular scam where you'll have three things in front of you, and the whole point of it is to find the ball, find the ace, find the queen, find what the dealer has put within these three cards, and you win. Simple as. So how does this apply to Levi Ackerman? So let's take a look at Levi Ackerman as a character. Levi Ackerman is a character that was introduced in Attack on Titan Battle for Humanity. He is a 6-hander with 28 health with 2 abilities. A static ability, which gives all your charge and or weapon attacks +1 speed and +1 damage. So that means even if he's committed, your attacks still get +1/+1 because it's a static, and a enhance, commit, pick up 1 weapon card from your card pool. That's a very important ability for what was going to be going on here. So the idea behind this is to overload our opponent's mental load. Bill Stark put out an article which was talking about our opponent's mental loads and our own mental loads, and that we can only retain a small amount of information in our short-term memory before it gets committed to long-term. So we are going to take advantage of that with Levi Ackerman to basically scratch the itch our opponents have with their mental load by essentially moving the pieces around by saying, find my kill attack. Here's my kill attack, and then we're going to put it down. We're going to move it around, and just like in the shell game, you are not going to find it. The whole idea behind the shell game is it's a distraction. While you're looking here, it's actually going on over here. So we play lots of weapons, lots of charges, just to get that extra boost up, and we play lots of mill cards. And the 2 key cards of this deck will be Risky Encounter, which is a 5 diff 4 high for 4 with 2 effects. A blitz that says it gets +1 damage for each foundation you have less than your opponent. So if you have 5 and they have 9, it gets +4 damage. And a form that says you get to destroy 3 foundations and play it from the discard with -2 difficulty. That's shell number 1. Our opponents have to be very aware if we have enough foundations to pass it, and the more they outbuild us, the more damage this has got. So they're going to be maintaining that high block, which is very, very cool. Then we're going to be playing Coordinated Strike. Coordinated Strike is a 5 diff again. 5 mid for 1. Blitz, mill 3. This attack gets +1 damage for every weapon attack in your discard. That includes those riskies that are sitting in there waiting to be used, and this attack can quite easily hit double digits, and thanks to Levi, it's coming on 6 speed. How does the shell game work? Quite simply, we're going to bombard our opponent with information. Thanks to Blitz, and thanks to the fact we get first in hands, we have the opportunity to overload our opponent with information very quickly, to the point where your opponent may not remember what cards you picked up, only that you picked up cards. So for example, we start off with a Coordinated Strike. It's a 6 mid, and say we have 7 in discard, so that's cool. It's 6 mid for 9. You're going cool, and then you throw it at them. They block it because, you know, 9 is what most characters would say, I need to block this. And it sits there. You throw out a 3 diff, whether it be Surprise Dagger, it could be Maintain Distance. You throw out your 3 diff attacks, because we're not looking to overextend resources with these. We're looking to bombard with information. So if we go out with Surprise Daggers, then we get to mill 2. Mill 2 again, and our opponent is then taking into account, oh, they've got more stuff in this card, how many riskies they've got, how much they've got going on here. Then we fought the Relentless Onslaught, and this is where the shell game kind of starts. We fought the Relentless Onslaught, and we go Blitz, pick up the Surprise Daggers, then we go Commit Levi, pick up the Coordinated Strike, and that's our Blitz and our First Enhance done at once. And because our opponent does not get to interact with Blitz, we can just do that. So we can go, any responses, no responses, cool. Blitz, pick this up, Enhance, pick this up. And our opponents, because they're getting that 2 pieces of information, which are really the same, their mental load, if we're taxing it the way we're supposed to through all these other abilities, basically saying you need to be aware of what's in my discard, you need to be aware of what's in my stage, you need to be aware of what's in my hand. They've got such bombardment of information, they're not really focusing on what our cards are, but what the cards are doing. So if I go pick up Surprise Daggers, pick up Coordinated Strike, I don't have a Relentless Onslaught in my stage. Here's a 5-low-5, and they go cool, take it, block, whatever, and then you go Surprise Daggers again, and they go okay, yeah, they pick that up. And then you throw out some more little cheeky attacks or some more stuff, and you keep the Coordinated Strike. By the time it gets to being 3 or 4 attacks in on this current string, they've forgotten about the Coordinated Strike, because when that information was relayed to them, it was 2 cards were picked up, but in their head it will be short 2 cards were picked up. You played one and then it gets scratched out in their head of the card that was picked up has been played, forgetting that a second card has been picked up. This isn't going to work on everyone, similar to the shell game, similar to 3-card Monty, but a lot of players will just outright forget you picked up the Coordinated Strike because you're able to overload them with this information. So then you get to play your Surprise Daggers, you get to play your Mikasa's Unrelenting Assault, you get to play your Maintain Distances, all these low diff attacks, maintain resources. Your opponent may take them, may not. Thanks to Levi, they do hit a bit harder. And then you get to go Coordinated Strike on a 9. And they go, oh yeah, you picked that up, because the long-term memory kicks in. He goes, oh yes, they did pick that up. And I've just wasted all my resources blocking all these little attacks. Or I'm now in the kill zone of this attack. And because it was a 6 the first time they did it, I've had to commit a lot of foundations. I don't know if I can stop this next one. And you go, exactly. And thanks to our foundation base with things like Draw Your Swords, where we can give it more damage and we can give it stun, we can utilize that overload of information, essentially strip down our opponent's resources, and other ways that we can push our opponent's mental load when we do play things like Coordinated Strike, and when we play Relentless Onslaught and stuff, is with things like Hostile Introduction and I'm With You. So when they get milled in the Enhanced step, because Blitz takes place in the Enhanced step, if you mill a Hostile Introduction, you get to go burn 1, they go cool, and they've got to remember that. So the information starts to get muddled up very quickly, and thanks to the fact that you get to resolve a lot of abilities before your opponent even gets to start theirs, they have so much information to process that it needs to be streamlined, and we can take advantage of that streamlining. And I'm sure there's a lot of players now watching this, sitting here going, you're talking shit. I can easily remember everything that's going on. It's like, cool, test it for me. Because I have played this deck pretty much all last week, and the exact same thing came across in testing. I forgot you picked up the Coordinated Strike. That's all I was told. It was every single time I went for the kill, it was, I forgot about the Coordinated Strike, or I forgot about the risky in there. Because they were so absorbed with all the other information, with all the fast-moving pieces of this deck throwing information at them, they forgot what else I was doing and what else I was holding, because there was so much going on. So if you think this is cool, I do have a deck list that I am currently borrowing that I need to make some edits to. It uses things like Surprise Daggers, Double Blade Spin, Maintain Distance, Relentless Onslaught, Coordinated Strike, Risky Encounter, both hands, Hostile Introduction, I'm With You, to just keep pushing your opponent's mental state and pushing it and overloading them with information throughout the start of your turn, so that by the time it gets to the end of your turn and you're looking to get that kill in, they've completely forgotten what the first card you played was and what you're going to kill them with. I think I will expand on this a little bit more in general about how Blitz is counterintuitive for mental load with Enhance, but for now I'm going to leave it Levi and just say this shell game is real. You are able to push these cards around, you're able to move them around really quickly, and while they're looking over here at all these cards that are moving around, they've completely forgotten about what I have here. They've completely forgot about the card I picked up with Levi, and they're more focusing about all these cards that are jumbling around, because if I can get 2 Relentless Onslaughts down, that's even more information that's pumping. I can go Coordinated, Surprise Daggers, Relentless, pick up Surprise Daggers, pick up Coordinated Strike, Surprise Daggers, Relentless Onslaught, pick up Surprise Daggers, play Coordinate. I have milled 12 cards this turn off the Surprise Daggers, 6 cards off the Coordinated Strike, and check 6 of them. That's a kill card now. And that is the whole point. It is so overloaded with information, and because it's so resource laxed, if I'm checking 5s all the way through this, I've committed 4 cards to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attacks, not including the risky that I currently still have in my discard ready to go. That's an overload of attacks, an overload of information, and my opponent still has to keep all this in their mind whilst trying to figure out what my kill card is. And risky encounter is a great distraction. All these cards you're picking up are great distractions, and all these other little bits of interactions and responses and statics just push your opponent's mental load to its limit. It isn't going to work on everyone, and you do have to be immediately blitz, surprise, daggers, Levi, pick up, coordinate, effort, your enhance. And like, oh, you need to make it feel like one fluid movement so they know that, oh, yes, the blitz picked one up and you go, yeah, you're enhanced. Because we are so trained for it to be abilities back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, that even now I still go blitz. Anything from you, they go, I can't do anything during blitz. I'm like, that's right, you can't. I'm still trying to get used to this list of just being able to go blitz, enhance yours, and like, okay, what just went down? So let me know what you think. Am I just chatting? Am I just being a little bit of a grifter by just doing this a bit quickly? Or is this a legitimate strategy? How do you think you would do against this strategy? Can you keep up with the mental load of so many moving parts within a deck? Or would you struggle, and should there be something that means that the timing is a little bit more spaced out so our opponents have time to process what's happened during blitz before we start on our enhances? Let me know in the comments below. And if you do like this kind of content, let me know, because as fun as deck lists are, I think just highlighting key interactions and playstyles seems to be working a lot better for me, but we will still pump out deck lists at the same time. I'll catch you all in a bit. Bye!